Oh my god, heated rivalry. We need to talk about it. I don't know how I got so lucky to stumble upon this gem of a piece of media. Apparently, it's based on a series of books written by Rachel Reed. Full disclosure, even though I'm a romance reader, on and off romance reader, I have not read the books, but I happened to hear a podcast interview with the show creator Jacob Tierney, and he is just a delightful man. I had not heard of him before, but the interview was really entertaining. And he talked about his heated rivalry. He sounded really passionate about it, and he got me hooked. I was like, okay, I have to check this out. So I dove in, and oh my god, my mind is blown. So let's get right into it. And real quick, I'm not going to be showing clips because I don't want to violate the copyright. If you want to see the show, sign up for HBO Max. This is not a sponsorship, but it'll be well worth your subscription. Oh my gosh, this show is fucking priceless. So anyway, we start with the meet cute way back when Shane, who's played by God, what is his name? Shane, the Canadian player, is played by Hudson Williams, and Ilya, the Russian player, is played by Connor Story. I'm not familiar with these actors. I believe this is their first leading role, and oh my gosh, I smell an Emmy coming. They deserve an Emmy. I'm already saying that straight out of the gates. So anyway, the meet cute starts with Shane, the Canadian player, as a rookie. They're both rookies and they're young. And he approaches Ilya while Ilya is out for a smoke break. And he gushes, "Oh, you're such a great player. You're so great to watch." And Ilya's just like, "Yeah, and like, yeah, I'm the shit." Like, he's super cocky, like, and it's very apparent. But one thing that hit me is his accent. I think before I dove into this, I didn't realize one of the characters is Russian. So his accent got me. I am a sucker for accents, especially Russian accents. So I was like, ooh, I felt like a little tingle, like as soon as he started talking. And apparently the actor Connor is not Russian. He is an American from Texas. But I'm not Russian. I don't speak Russian, so I don't know how authentic the accent is. But he had me sold, so he nailed it, and I felt like all tingly. Nothing is happening yet. This is like the first scene, but Ilya's like confidence and cockiness and his Russian accent, it tickled me. He made me laugh, and like he got me going already. I don't even know how that happened. Usually it takes a long time for characters to grow on me, but Ilya had me right at his first like after Shane was gushing about him. Ilya's like, "You're not gonna be so nice when we beat you," and I was just like, okay. So anyway, then you dive into some hockey scenes. I do not understand hockey or know anything about it. I saw one hockey game in my life 20 years ago. I don't know. I don't want to say I don't care about the sport because I don't want to disrespect hockey fans. So there was some hockey stuff. I don't even remember who won or lost the game, but there was hockey stuff. And Shane is drafted as second pick to Montreal, and Ilya is drafted as first pick to Boston. And we quickly get to meet both characters' parents. And Ilya's dad is a jerk. I do not like that guy. Ilya is dealing with a lot, and I feel for him. And then Shane's parents seem supportive, but his mom is giving stage mom. She kind of reminds me of Kris Jenner. You know how Kris Jenner kind of crafted and packaged the Kardashians and made them into a product instead of a family? That's kind of like, it's not like super apparent in this first scene, but as the episode progresses, it's clear that Shane's mom is like a stage mom. She is supportive, but she's given, like I said, stage mom, let's productize my offspring and make a personal brand out of him. So I know that's a lot of pressure. And Shane is half Asian, and so he has the weight of like representation on his shoulders. He's one of the youngest sponsors and draft picks and sponsors for the brands that are signing him to represent them. And his mom is like, you know, you have to know what this means for us. There's kids who look up to you who haven't seen themselves on TV before. And Shane's like, I know. So Shane has the pressure of representing the Asian community, being one of the youngest draft picks. And Ilya has the pressure of having, I don't want to be judgmental, but kind of a fucked up family. His dad is really hard on him, borderline abusive. His brother uses him for money. So that's what these characters are dealing with. And then they have the pressure of always needing to win games on their plate. Okay, early on in episode 1, we get a taste of their rivalry. I never knew there was a distinction between enemies to lovers and rivals to lovers. I've always been a fan of the enemies to lovers trope, but rivals to lovers is a little more nuanced. Like they are literally, they're equals because they're both the best, like one of the best in the league, but they are constantly pitted against each other. And we see this early on in a gym scene. They are both on an exercise bike and they're right next to each other, pedaling. It's getting faster. The energy is crescendoing and it's getting more and more intense. And they're running out of breath and they're sweating. And it's foreshadowing and symbolizing like the crescendo of an experience people have in private sometimes. But they're in a gym and the tension is tensioning. It clothes are on, but it's getting hot in here, as Nelly says. So that scene was pretty hot. Then they go to catch their breath and they kind of talk shit to one another back and forth, but they're like looking each other up and down, sitting with their legs wide open across from each other. But they're like kind of sparring a little bit, talking a little bit of shit. And Ilya offers Shane his water bottle, and their fingertips caress each other ever so slightly and ever so briefly. And I felt the spark, the electric spark. I was just like, oh, okay, this is, what are we in for here? What are we in for? And that was just the beginning. And I may be going out of order. I'm trying to remember how the episode unfolded. But then there's this shower scene in the gym. And oh my gosh, not to objectify these men. They are just doing their job as actors. But they are both caked up. The cake is given full scale bakery up in here. There are some booty shots, and they are chef's kiss masterpieces. So anyway, I don't know how many squats these men have to do to prepare for these roles, but my hat goes off. The physiques are physiquing. It's giving Greek god in here. But anyway, they have a shower scene and they're kind of looking each other up and down, and some stuff happens. There's some flirtation. I'll let you watch. I don't want to spoil it for you. But there some stuff goes on in the shower. Nothing full on, but Ilya kind of silently shoots his shot, and Shane is kind of trying to be more withdrawn and restrained. And they go into the locker room and get dressed. And Shane is like, you know, we can just forget about everything that happened in the shower, knowing he was not going to forget it. He was going to play it over and over in his mind for the rest of the night. And Ilya is kind of calls him on his shit, like, you know, you don't want to forget it. Asks him his room number. They set up a time to meet. And yeah, they meet. We are about a quarter of the way into episode 1, and already we got a booty call on the books. So they Ilya comes to Shane's room, and to say they get it would be an understatement. They I don't have any words. That scene left me speechless. It's one of the, and I'm not like a stranger to erotic material. I have written erotic romance. I've read erotic romance. But on the actual screen, this is one of the most intense and spicy and well crafted intimate scenes I have seen in television in movie history. And I grew up watching steamy Sharon Stone and Demi Moore, like erotic thrillers from the 90s. But this, oh my gosh, they blew my mind. And it's the dialogue. They nailed the dialogue. Ilya has the best lines. The dirty talk, the banter, there's like humor and playfulness and a little bit of domination, and oh my gosh, the spice was spicing, okay? Um but yeah, you have to watch that to get that full experience for yourself. Okay, yeah. So they don't go all the way, but they get down and they do some things. And then it's 3 months later, and Shane is thirsting over Ilya, watching his interviews on YouTube, as we do when we have crushes. And I have to say, I do see what Shane sees in Ilya. I was watching his interview clip of him like talking shit to the media, and the swag, man, Ilya's swag, it got me. I think I think I'm already in love with Ilya, and it usually takes a long time for characters to grow on me, like several episodes. I'm not like even a big TV person, but when I watch TV, it takes several episodes for a character to grow on me. But I think Ilya got me. I think I'm hooked, and Shane is hooked too. So he's watching Ilya, and he's late to meet his parents because he's too busy thirsting over his boo, watching his interviews. And there's this really cute retro moment between Shane and his parents. This story takes place, I think, in 2008. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember, but it's back in the day. And YouTube is new. And his dad's like, "What's YouTube? Like, what have you been watching?" He's like, "Oh, I've just been watching animal videos." And yeah, it's funny. And then his mom's like, "I saw an interview with Ilya talking shit, trying to act like he's better than you." And she's like, fuck him straight up the ass. And Shane's like, "I would like to do that," but he doesn't say that out loud. It's all in the facial expressions. But that was just a really funny scene. It's like a short scene, not big pivotal to the story, but I really enjoyed that scene. It really tickled me. Okay, so there's a press conference scene, and it's a subtle scene, but Ilya and Shane are at a press conference together, and they're kind of playing footsie under the table where no one can see, and I could tell they kind of have each other's back. It's this really understated, low key kind of thing, but the chemistry is sparking. But it's not just the sexual chemistry. The emotional arc hasn't unfolded yet in the story, like barely even at all. But I see the small little seeds of the emotional spark in the press conference scene. And I can tell they kind of have each other's back, and they have like a mutual respect for each other. And I really did. I dug that scene. Yeah, that was good. Okay, so there's more hockey stuff. Hockey is just like kind of like a backdrop for the story. It's not. I mean, it is the story, but when there's a hockey scene, I barely remember like who won and who lost. But there's a hockey scene, and Ilya and Shane have a little bit of funny banter. It's really cute. And Ilya invites Shane to his room, and one of Shane's roommates overhears and is like, "Oh, his room is right next door to mine." So now there's an element of danger in this story. They're trying not to get caught. They had already sworn each other to secrecy after their first hookup. And now they're trying to go on the low, trying to make sure they don't get caught. But they don't let the danger stop them. And Shane comes to Ilya's room, and oh my gosh, I didn't think it could get hotter than the first scene, but Ilya put it on him, okay? Okay, oh my god, I'm getting hot again. The episode had me literally sweating. I was like physically sweating as I was watching this, and now just replaying it, I'm starting to sweat again. But they have some fun time together, and the banter is really cute. Ilya is hilarious. That man got my whole ass hard, I'm telling you. So they have some banter, and they make arrangements to see each other in Montreal. I think it's in 2 weeks. They exchange numbers and develop code names for each other. Shane is Jane, and Ilya is Lily. and they become texting buddies. Anyway, they're supposed to meet up, but due to extreme weather, the game in Montreal is canceled and they can't see each other. And I was feeling their pain, like, oh my gosh. Have you ever had that happen where you had plans to see someone and you're really excited to see them, but something got in the way and the plans got canceled? Oh my gosh, the saltiness that ensues when it happens. So I was feeling their pain, so they were not able to see each other, unfortunately. And then we're introduced to this girl character. She's a pretty girl. Apparently, her and Ilya have a past, and they used to see each other. So Ilya and this girl hook up. I guess she's like a friend with benefits or an ex. I'm not sure what her character is, but she's a cute girl, and Ilya is apparently getting it from all directions. And I don't blame people because Ilya is is something. I don't even have a word, but he's getting it from both ways. Okay, then we're near the end of the episode, and they are in Vegas for the Rookie of the Year awards. Shane wins Rookie of the Year, and his teammates come up to him and they're like, "Oh, let's all the rookies do shots together. Where's your boy Ilya?" And Shane's like, "My boy? That's not my boy. We're not even friends. Like, no, I don't even know him. Like, who's Ilya?" And he's so awkward and so jumpy and it's hilarious. But he didn't lie because Shane and Ilya are not friends. Like, I wouldn't call that friends because friends don't do what Shane and Ilya be doing. So they're not friends, but he was so awkward. Like, Ilya who? I don't know him. But yeah, so he tries to like brush off the interaction and he goes up to the rooftop to get some air. And who's there but Ilya? And Ilya's there, apparently very salty. And Shane's like, "You don't support me. I won, and you couldn't handle it, and you couldn't even show your face at the party." And Ilya's like, "It's not about that." And he snaps at him, and they have a little argument, and the tension is mounting. And I'm like, "Ooh, they need to get somewhere and release that tension. It's coming out in anger, but they need to just like wrestle it out in the bed and let it out." And Ilya is apparently thinking how I'm thinking because he pins Shane against the wall while they're out on the rooftop alone and kisses him. But Shane breaks up the kiss. It's like, "Look, we're in public. We're in Texas. We can't be getting down like this. Like, you don't know who's watching." And Ilya's like, "Whatever." And Shane's like, "No." And Shane breaks away and goes, and Ilya's like, "I guess I'll see you next season," because it's the end of the season. Ilya's going back to Russia, and Ilya's like, "I'll see you next season," and Shane doesn't even respond. He just storms off, leaving Ilya standing there on the rooftop alone. And that's the end of episode 1. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how are these two gonna live without each other between seasons? How am I gonna live without them between episodes? So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I am hooked. I am not a TV girly. I am not a Netflix girly. I do not binge shows. I barely watch shows. I have diagnosed ADD. So often shows just do not catch my attention. I am a podcast girly. I am a book girly. But I don't be watching the TV shows. But this show got me. I'm like, what is going to happen next? I need more Shane and Ilya. I am sold. They got me. Shout out to Jacob Tierney, the show creator. He's clearly a fucking genius. Shout out to the actors, Connor and Hudson. I think, like I said, this is their first lead role. And oh my gosh, the talent, the chemistry, the commitment to their craft. Like, oh my gosh. Shout out to Rachel Reed, who wrote the story. She's a queen. I bow to you, queen. So let me know in the comments what you thought of episode 1, Heated Rivalry. And if you read the book, let me know if the show lives up to the book and if the book is as good as the show. I kind of want to read the book, but I want to wait till the TV series is over and then read the book after. But tell me, do you think I should read the book? And how does the book compare to the show? And what are you thinking? Who are your favorite characters? What are your favorite scenes? Let me know how you feel in the comments. And if you feel moved to, like and subscribe.